Network, and this is another episode of the Checkdown with Coach Mitchell. I'm your host, Brian Hardy, and joined as always by head football coach Russell Mitchell. Coach Mitchell, thank you for coming by again this week.
Yeah, I wouldn't miss it.
I want to first thank PJ's Coffee of New Orleans, located right off of Lake Harbor Drive down in Ridgeland. Be sure to stop by PJ's Coffee of New Orleans, as they are our coaches show sponsor and also halftime and game sponsor that has a chance to talk with Coach Mitchell each Friday night at our football games on the live stream. I want to talk about several things. We'll first go back and recap the game with Warren Central this past Friday night. We'll also preview a big homecoming matchup here at the ranch on Friday night versus Neshoba Central, and then we'll bring Coach Perry, our athletic director, in at the end and let him inform you about everything else that's going on with Germantown athletics. Coach Mitchell, let's dive right on into it. Went over to Warren Central last Friday night. Didn't have the outcome that we wanted, but again, another big test as you've scheduled this team very, very tough this year and got probably exactly what you expected last Friday night, a tough football game.
We did. We didn't get off to a great start. Got down 28-0, in the first half there and managed to score a touchdown before halftime to cut it 28-7. Got the ball back after half. Went down and scored and cut it 28-14. Got a big stop out of our defense. Got a 3 and out and got the ball back and cut it 28-21. And we started feeling pretty good. And had a couple critical third downs in the second half that didn't go our way. That kind of put us back down 3 scores. So punt return for touchdown, and we're right back down 3 scores. But I was proud that our kids didn't give up. Proud that they hung in there and fought. And made a ball game out of it. Just wish we wouldn't have dug that hole so early in the game. Can't give up 396 yards rushing and beat good teams. So we know where we've got to improve. But like I said, proud of our kids for fighting and competing to the end. And we do schedule tough teams so that we can find out about ourselves. And we found out about ourselves Friday night. Found out what we need to do to get better, to be competitive. Found out some strengths, and we're going to move forward. And it's like I told the kids after the game, you either win or you learn. So we're going to learn from this and move forward. Got Neshoba Central coming into town this week. They're another team that can run the football. So looking forward to getting back out there Friday night and seeing how our kids respond.
Well, you touched on it, and I'm glad you did. I think this generation, one thing they're lacking is understanding that through losses sometimes their strengths. And I think what I took away from leaving Warren County the other night is one thing that is not debatable is we got a football team that's not going to quit. There were opportunities in that game that they could have mailed it in, so to speak, and they didn't do that and gave us a chance to get back in that ball game. And quite frankly, a play here or there that goes differently, and we have a chance to tie that game up. Want to talk about some guys. And just real kind of briefly here, I'm going to give you some names and some stats and let you kind of go off of that. I want to make sure I get these right. There's King White again. Wow, what a year he's having. And it's 25 for 34 the other night, threw for 306 yards, rushed the ball 18 times for 89 yards, and 5 touchdowns again.
Yeah, King played great. King's a competitor. King's a leader. He's a tough kid. Just really proud of the way he played and competed. And he's an emotional spark plug for us, too. He ran over a cornerback down there on our sideline in the second half, kind of put some wind back in everybody's sails, threw the ball really well, maybe the best passing game he's had since he's been here. Completed 75% of his balls, I think it's 3 touchdown passes, and ran 2. So He had a big night. Keyshawn caught 11 balls for 175 yards, and had a big night for us. Once we got going, we ran the ball with some success too. I thought our offensive line played well. The last 3 quarters of the game, anyway, we were able to control the line of scrimmage and get some run game going. They gave us a little different look in our option game and made us hand it off. And Nine Lawson did a good job of making cuts and protecting the football and getting yards inside. But again, you find out about yourself, and we've got to be tougher at the line of scrimmage. We've got to control the line of scrimmage if we're going to win the game. That's what high school football is, and that's what we focused on in practice this week is trying to be tougher at the line of scrimmage and not get blown off the ball in defense. And I thought conditioning was a factor too. And if you go back 2 weeks, our defense only played 17 snaps against Oak Grove, so that may have been a kind of a kiss of death for us. That sure was a fun night for us to blow them out the way we did, but when you only play 17 snaps, you don't get to play yourself in shape very well. And so we've made sure to do a little extra running this week and a little extra hitting this week, and maybe we'll be more physical and in better shape this Friday as a result. That's the plan.
I want to mention you brought his name up earlier. Lawson Branson carried the ball 8 times for 41 yards with a touchdown. Also, Keyshawn Coleman, again, 11 receptions for 174 yards and a touchdown. Mikey Johnson had a couple catches for 39 yards and a touchdown. And I know you've already briefly talked about most all of those guys, but offensively, I believe it came out to an even 500 yards of total offense through for.
Yeah, both teams had right at 500. Whenever Coach Shearer did our stats, so it could have been a track meet. If we don't fumble a kickoff return, don't give up. They won the special teams. We fumble a kickoff return, they run a punt back for a touchdown. Thought both offenses probably, if you want to look at it from that aspect, the 3 phases of the game, thought both offenses probably beat the other team's defense, and then they beat us in the kicking game. That's kind of how you lose by 11 points. So, looking for a better result this week. But look, Neshoba's going to challenge us. They're going to come in and try to own the line of scrimmage and run the football, and so we know what kind of game we're going to be in and doing our best to prepare for that. And I think our kids are excited about having another challenge to show that we can control the line of scrimmage and we can stop the run, and that we can be explosive on offense and good in special teams. So we're going to continue to work really hard the next 2 days to try to get this group ready. I've been pleased with their attitude and their effort. That's one thing about these Germantown kids is really high character, come from good families, and they're going to hang in there with you. So looking for a bounce back Friday. Excited about homecoming. Hope everybody comes out for the community-wide pep rally Thursday night. If you hadn't been to it, it's a great event. Great thing to bring your kids to. We have an amazing fireworks show out here to kind of cap off the night after the parade and the recognitions that we do. So if you get a chance, come out Thursday night and let your kids experience the community-wide pep rally, and then be here for the ball game Friday. We had an amazing atmosphere for the Oak Grove game. I thought our team fed off of it, and it's a good place to be on Friday night. So I don't know what else is going on in Gluckstadt Friday night, but I think folks ought to come out and join us because it's going to be a great atmosphere. And Coach Perry and our administration and Booster Club have done a really good job of building that and making it what it is. So it's a great family atmosphere, great place to be on Friday night, and we're looking forward to having a great crowd and celebrating homecoming, and hopefully our team can do their part, which is to put a quality product on the field and something everybody can be proud of.
Go ahead and close this first segment out. Before we do that, though, I want to mention a couple guys on defense stuck out. Frustrated defense right now, but I always want to recognize guys that do tend to stick out each Friday night. Christian Mumford, freshman, back there in the secondary for us, had 10 tackles, as well as Max Smith. Thought had a good game. Finished the game with 6 tackles, and one of those was for a loss. When we come back after this short break, we'll preview the Neshoba Central Rockets who will be coming in for homecoming on Friday night. Kickoff will be 7 o'clock here at the ranch. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these short messages.
Building a life is different for everyone because everyone is different. That's why State Farm is there.
Call State Farm agent Matt Guillory for a quote today.
Mike Rowe here with the name every Memphis homeowner should know, Groundworks. Now, I've spent time with these guys, and I'll tell you, they handle crawl space, encapsulation, and foundation repair like no one else. They're trained, certified, and committed to making your experience great. You want to protect your biggest investment? The name to know is Groundworks. Now serving Memphis for crawl space and foundation repair. Why don't you give them a call and tell them Mike sent you.
Welcome to Timber Tavern Axe Throwing, the one and only spot for non-stop fun, delicious food, and epic axe throwing right here in town. Whether you're out for a wild night with friends, a one-of-a-kind date, or some serious team bonding, Timber Tavern is where the magic happens. New to axe throwing? Don't sweat it. Our expert instructors will have you hitting bullseyes in no time. So why wait? Come on down to Timber Tavern, Gluckstadt's own entertainment hub where unforgettable memories are made every day. Ready to join the fun? Visit us at timbertavernaxe.com or give us a call at 601-707-2580 to book your lane today.
From the ranch here on the campus of Germantown High School, Brian Hardy alongside Coach Russell Mitchell here on today's episode of the Checkdown with Coach Mitchell. I'd like to thank Elite Physical Therapy for sponsoring this segment of our show today, whether it's neck pain, back pain, any type of pain you got, go down to Elite Physical Therapy. Let those guys check you out with locations in Gluckstadt and Madison. Coach Mitchell, homecoming week, a lot of things going on. Could be viewed as a distraction, could be viewed as motivation. I know you guys have been hard at it for your third day this week. What can you tell us that we can expect to see from the Neshoba Central Rockets this weekend?
Yeah, well, first of all, it's an exciting week to be at Germantown with all the festivities, and our administration and everybody does a really good job of celebrating the school, and kids having dress-up days and enjoying that, and like I said, the parade coming up and all the things. And we want our kids to enjoy that, but like you said, we don't want it to be a distraction. It can turn into a situation where you got kids asking to miss practice to go get their suit and get a haircut and everything else. So as long as we can avoid that, and I want our kids to enjoy what we have, because it's a unique experience here at Germantown. So we've had a great week. Started off the week, with a JV win. Beat Clinton 14-0 Friday night, and then last night our 8th and 9th grade teams beat Madison. So 9th grade team was able to win 35-6, and the 8th grade team went over and got a win 12-6. So our 8th grade team's still controlling their destiny in the Little Six. If they win out, they'll be in the Little Six championship. Our 9th grade team needs a little help to get there. We'll be pulling for Vicksburg to beat Warren Central. For us to have a chance to win the West. If they can beat Warren Central worse than Warren Central beat us, we'll have a chance there. But like I say, our 8th grade team's in the driver's seat. So both those teams have one loss. Just really proud of the seasons they've had, and their coaches have done a really good job of leading them and preparing them. So, it's nice to see those young teams have success and see the potential for the future of this program, and we try to build it from the middle school up. So really proud of those teams. We're even getting to the point now where our 7th grade's starting to, not just go and practice against the other teams and split the field, but they're keeping score. Our 7th grade dropped one to Clinton 8-0 Monday night, but it's good to see those kids getting to the point where they're competing in ball games. So we've had a good week around here. Looking forward to like I say, the parade tomorrow night and the fireworks show, and then everything that Friday brings. And most importantly, having our team get out here and play well Friday night. That's our plan.
Well, the Neshoba's going to come in and want to get that. They got a bad taste in their mouth. They're coming in with a 1-2 record. They've got a schedule similar to ours. It's a very tough schedule. They played some good teams so far, and they're going to make their way over here. It's going to be an easy trip, 75 miles and hang a left. That's about it.
Yeah,
so
they're like everybody else. They're hard to figure out. They lost a blowout to Kosciuszko, who has a really good athletic team, and then they played Meridian right down to the wire. 31-30, and then they were able to beat West Lauderdale last week by a touchdown. So they're 1-2 just like we are. And, but they know who they are. They're tough, hard nosed. They want to run the football. They want to stop the run, and our guys know it's going to be a challenge. They take a lot of pride in their program. And that's why we scheduled them. That's why we're having them over to play a competitive ball game. So. But again, just looking forward to the challenge. Coach Ruffin and his staff do a great job, and we'll try to put our kids in the best spot to be in position and motivated to come out on top.
Well, again, we appreciate you coming by. We're going to wrap this segment up here in just a moment, and we'll be back shortly with Coach Perry to give us a roundup on what's going on outside of our football program with our other sports. And before we get out of here, any final thoughts going into Friday night?
Just looking forward to getting our kids out here, and I think they feel like they got something to prove after the way Friday night went. So I'm glad they've got that opportunity, and all our goals are still in front of us in terms of our district schedule. And we got 2 more non-district games in Neshoba Central and Pearl, and then we'll have an open date and get into our district schedule at home against Starkville. So that's kind of the big picture. But we want to get a little bit better every week and playing these quality opponents. Like I said earlier, you find out about yourself and you learn what your strengths are, learn what your weaknesses are. We certainly didn't tackle as well as we could have and should have last Friday, and tackling something you got to teach and work on every day. And that's what we're doing. Controlling the line of scrimmage and tackling is where we got to get better. So just looking forward to seeing how our team does specifically in those 2 areas, because that's what we need to get better at. And then things that we've done well, we want to continue to do well. Taking care of the football. Proud to have a quarterback that hadn't turned it over in 3+ games this year. Proud that we've been able to run it with success and throw it with success. That makes you hard to defend. Haven't really been challenged a lot on the back end, and that's coming. So, just looking forward to the challenge that we have Friday night. Trying to put the team in the best position we can to play well.
Friday night, Germantown Mavericks take on the Neshoba Central Rockets here for homecoming. Kickoff will be 7 o'clock. Make sure you get on out here in order to see that one. You're going to need to get here early, and we've got a lot of activities going on. We'll go over those as soon as we come back from these messages. But, Coach, again, appreciate your time. Thank you for stopping by, and I've heard the message loud and clear all week, and the kids have too. And I think I'm excited. I know I'm excited about seeing this team respond. So,
right. Well, I'm gonna say one thing before we get off the air.
Sure.
I appreciate Coach Blaine, what he does put this thing together, and all the students in the sports marketing class. They do a great job. It's a professional outfit, and we're proud of what we're able to put on the air. So we'll make sure we thank those people for doing a great job.
We'll be right back after these short messages here on the Checkdown with Coach Mitchell.
Boulware Vassar Orthodontics are specialists in creating beautiful smiles for kids and adults with 3 locations in the greater Jackson area. Our orthodontists are experienced, caring, and along with our friendly staff are waiting to align your bite, transform your smile, and boost your self-confidence with multiple treatment options including Invisalign and tooth-colored braces. With 3 offices in Lakeland, Ridgeland, and Clinton, contact Boulware Vassar Orthodontics today.
Selling land in Mississippi requires expertise that is tailored to our unique market. At Pursuit Properties, we specialize in land transactions. We offer valuable insight into pricing, regulations, and helping you identify those potential buyers. We help sellers set realistic goals and expectations, ensuring a smooth and successful sale process. With a focus on accountability and clear communication, Pursuit Properties guides our clients through every step, keeping you informed and empowered. You can trust our team at Pursuit Properties to work hard for you and maximize the value of your property. We are always in pursuit.
Elite Physical Therapy wishes all the players a healthy and successful football championship season. Elite is proud to serve the local communities with multiple locations providing secure outpatient therapy and sports medicine services. Our centers specialize in post-op rehabilitation, manual therapy, concussion management, and orthopedics, providing patients convenient scheduling and access to care within 24 hours. If you suffer from an injury, visit myelitept.com to find a center near you. That's myelitept.com. Elite Physical Therapy, proud to serve the state of Mississippi.
How's the old house search going?
Buying a house is hard.
No, you tried getting help from real people?
That'll be $22.50. I got this.
Oh, that was fast.
Community Bank, for over 120 years.
We're back here with the check down with Coach Mitchell. We've been joined by Athletic Director Greg Perry. Coach Perry, appreciate you finding a way to get back out here today.
Yeah, glad to be here. Excited about it.
This segment's brought to you by Community Bank. Community Bank, we're a bank that knows community. Again, I'm Brian Hardy. I'm your host here today, and Coach Perry, if you don't mind, I'm going to steal a little bit of your time. I want to give everybody these. So you got notes. You do it the right way. You old school, pen and paper never fails. I'm over here digging through my phone, but I'm going to get to where we're supposed to be in
While
just
you're
a minute.
digging, I want to reiterate what Coach Mitchell said about Coach Blaine and his team. What an outstanding job they do, and not many high schools are able to pull this off. But I also want to request that another tent next week with that sun shining down on it. It would be nice under a tent.
Well, I didn't want to bring it up.
Well,
I try to, it's not about me, though. And
I know.
And I hope maybe Coach Blaine sees what you and I are both going through right now.
Because it's warm.
We're big old boys,
here.
That's
right.
Community-wide pep rally. I'm going to give everybody the schedule. I know that's something that's very near and dear to your heart because you were in on the front end of coming out with this idea years ago, and I want you to talk a little bit about how much it means to you to get our community involved and how we came about doing this every year. But tomorrow night, for those of you that aren't familiar with what we do, we invite the entire community to come out to Germantown High School here on our campus, and we have what we call a community-wide pep rally along with a parade, and that's going to start at 5:30 here on our campus. You'll have food trucks scattered all over the back of campus here with a lot of different vendors that'll be here for that. And I think Coach Blaine's got a graphic he can show you that'll show you exactly which food trucks will be here tomorrow night. But we'll also have inflatables that'll be down on our baseball field for all the youngsters to come out enjoy the jumpies and have a good time there. Then at 6:30, we'll begin our parade. It starts at Germantown Middle School, and we'll come over all the way here to the high school. And then at 7:30, everybody will enter the stadium here for our actual pep rally. And immediately following that, or once it gets dark, we'll shoot our fireworks. And, man, I tell you what, if you're a big firecracker guy, I'm a firecracker guy, and that is a beautiful show. So you want to talk a little bit about that big night?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I know you can remember about you and I used to run this thing. We had a antique car show involved in it. You remember those days. But, from the ground up, this is about bringing community together. When I took this job, as one of the big things that we want to do around here is have our community involved in everything we do, not just football season, but in every sport that we have and involved in our schools. So it's an opportunity to have everybody on campus in one night and enjoy the night. We got, I think, Bandwagon Sports will be here that night selling MAV gear and food trucks, like you said, it's just a big deal. We got a lot of kids involved. We usually have a great crowd, and the fireworks to top it off. It's a really good fireworks show, and thanks to our Mavs Booster Club for financing that endeavor, and it's something they've stuck with, and it's a meaningful part of the night.
Well, why don't you catch us up? Again, I like that part of the show every week. Get to talk about some of our other sports. Yes, it is a football show, but at the end of the day, we're proud of all of our sports.
Yeah, for sure.
Why don't you give us a little update as to what's going on in our athletic department?
Yeah, last week our swim was able to swim over to Clinton Invitational. Girls finished second overall, and the boys finished third, and we have a high number. We have 18 swimmers qualified for North State meet already at Delta State, so
wow.
that's a big number for us. We're excited about that, what they're going to do there. Our volleyball team just was last night now defeated Murrow 3-0. I know that we're in the playoffs. We're trying to decide, again, we're going to be looking at third or fourth, so we're trying to decide where that's going to be and where we're going to go. We'll have to travel, obviously. So middle school volleyball opens up their Little Six tournament this coming Saturday at 9 o'clock over at Clinton against Northwest Rankin. Looking to make a run through that tournament. Big win by our boys golf team. They won the Big Blue Invitational, which is Madison Central's invitational, and it's a 2-day tournament. Played one day at Reunion and the second day at Deerfield, and they were able to come out with a low score on those days and take that win. I think that's their second win of the year. Girls finished 5th in the MC Invitational. So it's a big week, a lot going on, probably more than that.
Yeah.
But excited about those groups. We've had a great week, like Coach said, with football. It's had a good week with, some wins, and so things are going in a good direction.
Well, any final thoughts? We're going to, got obviously Friday night's going to be packed. We got, a lot of different things going on. Neshoba Central Rockets will make their way over and come in for a kickoff at 7 o'clock. I'm sure I can predict exactly what you're going to say. You'd like to see a repeat of what we had here 2 weeks ago when Oak Grove came in.
That would be great. That was a great crowd. Like we said last week, probably our best crowd ever, and they're here to pull for the Mavericks, and we need a huge crowd on homecoming. Hopefully we'll have some former players and students come back on campus for that night, and I'm sure we'll recognize them during the game right here in the end zone. So if anybody's out there and wants to come out to the game, let's come on, and we'll get you in the right spot. But need a big crowd. Everybody will be on hand. Our band will be here ready to pull the Mavericks through the win.
Well, I think that's going to do it. Appreciate you stopping by as always and making that time to be with us. We enjoy getting to visit with you and catch up on what's going on inside or outside the athletic program, whichever way you want to look at it, because there's a lot of things that do happen around here on a daily basis. We hope you will make it out Friday night. Again, kickoff 7 o'clock. The Neshoba Central Rockets coming to town. It is homecoming, so if you know anyone that graduated from Germantown High School in class of 2015, be sure and let them know that we want them here at the game. We want to recognize them. Coach Perry just said, if you'll just get here, we'll get you in and make sure you get recognized. So make sure you show up and be a part of that. For Coach Russell Mitchell, our head football coach, our athletic director, Coach Greg Perry, and from the sports information director behind the scenes back there, Coach Austin Blaine, again doing everything that he can do to bring this show to you each week, which is not easy on him. He's got other duties he has to do, but we appreciate that, and what a wonderful production he does each week with our live stream. Be sure and check that out if you can't make it. Germantown Mavericks or GermantownAthletics.com. You'll click under broadcast section. There you can find our live streams. My name is Brian Hardy. Remember, nothing brings us together quite like Maverick Athletics. We'll see you guys on Friday night, 7 o'clock kick.
Mac Hike in Madison Gluckstadt is your #1 source for cars, trucks, and SUVs. Mac Hike in Madison Gluckstadt is not just a dealership, it's your dealership with great deals on Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Chevrolet. Be it new or pre-owned inventory, Mac Hike in Madison Gluckstadt wants to take you to the ball game on Fridays, the trips on the weekend, and get you home safely on a daily basis. Learn more today at MacHikeMadison.com. You want a deal? Come get one in Madison Gluckstadt. Proud sponsor of Germantown Athletics. Go Mavs!
Scott, how are you? At Community Bank, we're not just bankers. We're Little League soccer coaches, ballet teachers,
Thank you so much for tuning in.
and volunteer firemen. We're part of the community just like you. And we care about all the same things you do. So whether you're opening your first account or taking ballet, we're committed to our community. Community Bank for over 120 years.